The Arsenal vs Chelsea game was one to watch. One, because it was the clash of the giants, but also because Younes was right up here before the game. And it's safe to say that after the game, he was here. But although Arsenal and Younes were the talking points of the game, let's first talk about Chelsea because their formation and style of play was way easier to understand. Now, although Chelsea were presented in a 4-3-3, they never actually used it. Chelsea were attacking in a 4-2-1-3, in a 3-2-1-4, defending in a 4-4-2, and honestly, it looked like Sofia Bompasta was just gaslighting the Arsenal team, and she was pretty successful at it. Now, the 2026 FIFA's Best Player of the Year, Lauren James, although generally played as an attacking mid, she would drop into spaces wherever she felt like she could pick up the ball and then she would drive up the pitch. And something a bit unexpected from the Chelsea side was that Baltimore, who is a winger, was playing in a left-back position in this game. But I guess it didn't make sense in the end because she was used as a winger to add numbers in attack. Now, Aston, on the other hand, played the game they normally would. Their fullbacks were high and wide, they played long balls from the centre-back, they were looking to attack from the wing, and they did a lot of things well. But honestly, I don't want to talk about their tactics, because there are way more interesting things to talk about. For starters, Younes' plan so far has been to put Beth Mead and Emily Fox on one side, and Caitlin Ford and Mariona Caldente on the other. Now, neither Beth Mead or Emily Fox are dribblers from what I've observed. They're more of hit-and-run players, whereby they just kick the ball past the defender and try to beat them using their pace. Caitlin Ford and Mariona Caldente, on the other hand, are dribblers, which also explains Ford's goal, which, by the way, what a goal it was. But honestly, I feel like this causes problems for Arsenal because of the lack of options that they have, and the oppositions do know what their moves will be because of the kind of players playing on the wing. Now, if he had mixed things up, this would give the team a lot more options because there would be one dribbler and one player who would use their pace to beat the opposition, and that would just give the team so many more options. Now, secondly, Arsenal in attack also failed to fill up the spaces at the edge of the box. If you look at the Arsenal attack over and over again, there is so much of space to attack, but the midfield is slow to enter the box and stay at the edge of the box. And the strikers are just too close to the defenders, meaning they would be easily cut off. So there were no real opportunities to score apart from Caitlin Ford's goal, which, by the way, haven't mentioned how good it was because it was spectacular. Now, in defense, Arsenal did a lot of things well, but the two times that they didn't do it well, they got punished. And it was also pretty clear that the duty of marking and defending Ramirez was given to none other than the Tusco ham sandwich lover Leah Williamson. Now, both of Chelsea's goals came from defending mistakes from the Arsenal side, and the second one was a bit more obvious than the first. The first one, however, began before even the corner was taken, and in this clip you can see that Kim Little fails to tuck in time when Chelsea were on the attack, which allowed the corner to happen in the first place. And then at the corner, Millie Bright and Ramirez used their super strength to get their opponents off their back, and then they produced a goal-scoring chance for themselves. Another thing that I found really interesting were how Arsenal set up for their set pieces, especially their corners. Now, Arsenal will get Leah Williamson, Lotte Wubben-Moy, Leah Walty, and Alessia Russo in the box. Leah Williamson and Wubben-Moy would look to get a header on the ball, but Leah Walty wasn't there to score a goal or to get a header on the ball. She was just there to act as a blocker. Now, Williamson and Wubben-Moy would make a looping run towards the goal, one in front and one behind, or sometimes both in front or both behind. And all of this is done while Leah Walty blocks off one of the Chelsea defenders, mostly Ramirez, to allow them to get a free header on the ball. Now, as I'm making this video, Younes has resigned and Renee has already led Arsenal to a 4-1 win. And considering Arsenal have already had the worst start of their season, it would be interesting to see how she gels with the players and if she would be promoted to head coach.